India and the US have agreed to a trade deal under which Washington will slash its tariffs on Indian goods to 18% from the current 50% in exchange for New Delhi halting Russian oil purchases and lowering trade barriers, US President Donald Trump has said. The American leader has also announced the deal on social media following a call with Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, noting that India would now buy oil from the US and potentially Venezuela at that. PM Modi said he was delighted that Made in India products will now have a reduced tariff of 18%. The Prime Minister said that when two large economies in the world's largest democracies work together, it benefits people and unlocks immense opportunities for mutually beneficial cooperation. My colleague Kate Fisher gets you the latest from Washington, D.C. But first, let's listen in to what PM Modi said just a few moments ago.
नमस्ते प्रधानमंत्री जी, यूएस डील की शुभकामनाएं।
सर यूएस डील
US President Donald Trump broke news of the deal on social media following a phone call with the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Tariffs on Indian products will drop from 25 to 18%, while the president said that US goods will enter India tariff-free. But he didn't specify when this would start. Indeed, the post was scant on detail, and the White House has not followed up with more. The breakthrough seems to have come with Prime Minister Modi's promise to stop buying Russian oil and instead buy much more from the US or, as Donald Trump suggested, also from Venezuela. The president says that Mr. Modi has also committed to, quote, buy American, and that was in full capital letters, along with an additional $500 billion to be spent on US energy, technology, agriculture and coal. Although in his post, the Prime Minister made no mention of either the oil or the extra investment. Now, previous trade deals with other major Asian trading partners like Japan and South Korea have included commitments to invest hundreds of billions of dollars into US industries. But the India announcement did not mention any specific investments. It will be a tall task for India to end its import of Russian oil, given that it makes up more than a third of India's overall oil imports. But President Trump said that Prime Minister Modi had agreed to replace India's Russian crude imports with oil from Venezuela and the US.
Well, I'm now joined by my colleague Vishal Vivek, who will give us the lowdown of the other pivotal deals New Delhi has inked in the recent past. Over to you, Vishal.
There are several deals that India has signed in the last 12 months or so. We'll look at some of the major ones right now. The first one, of course, is the big India-UK trade deal. What does it entail? It entails duty-free access, job opportunities, cheap British car and whiskey, plus big agriculture and farmer benefits. These are some of the takeaways of the big India-UK deal. Moving on, we have the India-Oman Economic Partnership Agreement. This is also a historic deal. Under this, there will be a boost to bilateral trade, generate employment, and also there will be strengthening of the supply chains that dominate the globe. So these are some of the highlights of this deal, and the all-important India-New Zealand free trade agreement. This is also a huge deal because there had been many negotiations. Finally, we have this deal, and this goes on to show that the elimination of duty on 100% of Indian exports would be there, and also there would be at least $20 billion worth of investment in the next 15 years. Finally, we have the India-EU FTA, which determines that at least $572 billion of boost will be there to the Indian pharma industry, and also the fact that there will be a deeper global supply chain cooperation, which signifies India's presence on the global stage. And then the India-US trade deal that we have just been talking about in the last 12 hours or so. We will have more details in the upcoming hours, but so far this is a historic moment. These last 12 months or so have signified that India is ready to take on many deals, so we'll have more of that in the near future.